What up, guys? Kevin here. First off, thank you. I just hit 1,700 subscribers. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to watch that number go up and hit a round number like that. And also pretty cool that I get to thank you again here probably in a couple weeks, because I'll probably lose some subscribers for this video. But it must be said. I did a community post on this, but I'm like, no, I got to make a video because this energy came from Twitter, just seeing people blow up. People blew up over how great Tears of the Kingdom looked. I was looking at the reactions. I'm like, yo, I need to stop what I'm doing and watch this 10-minute gameplay. And I did. And the gameplay did not match to what I was seeing online. So if you put yourself as somebody looking forward to the game, cool. I am too. I'm looking forward to Tears of the Kingdom. However, I don't know. I think I would look a little bit more forward to something that looked a little bit different than Zelda Breath of the Wild 1.1. I wouldn't even call it Breath of the Wild expansion. It's just Breath of the Wild with a couple mods, with a couple community mods. I don't know. I'm not saying it looked bad, but I'm like, oh, that just looks like more Breath of the Wild. I know some people would say, oh, Breath of the Wild's awesome. I'm all down for that. But I'm like, no, the hype does not match. The hype did not match what I saw. Now, first off, what did I see? I saw Breath of the Wild running on Switch. That's what I saw. I know it was Tears of the Kingdom. I'm just going to call it Breath of the Wild. And, all right, we get it. It's dated. All these games are starting to look bad and awful, especially compared to these next-gen Series X PS5s, or I guess you could call it current-gen games. We get that, all right? To me, though, it looked blurry as fuck. It looked really blurry. Now, I'm playing to tell you Rise of 3, which, of course, looks way better, but there's some blur there. It's probably my only issue with that game so far. So not to try to pick on the Switch, but just stating the obvious, yeah, it's running on Switch. I'm sure they'll do a remaster of Tears of the Kingdom in a couple years when the next Switch or whatever comes out. It'll look a little bit less blurry, and maybe it'll play at 1080p 30. That out of the way, but it looked exactly like the game. And then the dude proceeds to pick up a branch, whack off an enemy, and it breaks. The weapon broke. The branch broke like instantly. I felt like it broke quicker in Tears of the Kingdom here than Breath of the Wild. They were definitely sending a message. That was an absolute message saying, oh, you guys hate how weapons break? Well, guess what? We're going to go all in on weapon damage and breaking. I was like, okay then. I don't know anyone who likes that mechanic. I know people defend it just because they'll defend anything Zelda does. Nobody likes that mechanic. Nobody likes taking a few swings in their weapon breaking. I think that's why it took me up until last year beating Breath of the Wild, because my weapons kept breaking and I didn't have any weapons. Then last year I finally got on a good roll with every time a weapon broke, I was able to find another one, or I had another one in place. But still annoying to switch weapons. Now, maybe they're trying to solve that a little bit, because one of the new mechanics was you're able to combine items to make weapons. I forgot what they called it. But they show, like, you know, someone taking a stick and a rock, and they made this weapon here. Which, hey, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I can see why it probably took them, 6 years of development? Because that is a lot to do. That is a lot to do just for this little mechanic. Cool. But that doesn't get me to play Breath of the Wild 1.1 expansion, whatever you want to call it. Tears of the Kingdom. Like, cool, the gameplay is going to be there. Again, I'm not trying to shit on the game, because I know it's still going to be pretty good. I think I gave Breath of the Wild like a 9.0. But Tears of the Kingdom just looks like more of that, and a couple little new mods. I'm just calling mods. Showed the same thing, I guess, making a raft with logs, you name it. I don't know. That was not worth losing my shit over. I'm old school. I don't want to say I'm old school. I like the Ocarina of Time. I like those old Zelda games that felt, I don't know, this just feels like an open world game with a Zelda skin. And it's not even a good Zelda skin. Even when they were playing like the music, and I'm like, it doesn't really work in this world. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I don't know. I know I'm going to get a bunch of shit, but it just looked like Breath of the Wild with mods. That's worth $70 now. $70. The recall. So they showed how Link got in the air. There was like a falling chunk of rock. He got on it and he used like a recall and he went back up in the air. Now it is really cool that not only is it horizontal, it's now vertical with the floating islands. And I'm hearing people going, wow, this just hasn't really been done in video games that much. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. It didn't do it for me. It didn't get my pussy wet. It didn't. I just went, oh, that's nice. That's nice. I just feel like this is stuff that they would introduce in an expansion and they would incorporate these new ideas and gameplay elements. But no, they waited 6 years, the longest time between mainline Zelda games, to have us try this out. I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to crap on it, even though I'm crapping on it. I'm crapping on the hype where people just lost their shit over it. And then I watched it and I'm like, that doesn't compute. That doesn't make any sense to the reaction I saw. And if I take a further step back, I just don't, is there really much hype for Tears of the Kingdom? Is there hype for any games this year? I don't know. I just see the Nintendo bozos, hyping it up. But I don't know. I felt like Breath of the Wild had a little bit more hype. I don't know. Maybe I'm not following the same game in circles like I used to. But Tears of the Kingdom just wasn't it for me. It just wasn't it for me. Like, I was always a day one with Tears of the Kingdom. And even when they announced it's $70, I'm like, well, it's a Zelda game. Now I'm like, I'm probably still going to buy it day one. But right now, I think I've been moved into, if I'm playing something else and I miss it, or I'm just not that excited about it anymore. That's all. That's all. There you go. That's my little, little rant, whatever it was, on Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild 1.1. With Breath of the Wild with a couple community mods. It's just what I saw. Maybe you guys saw it different. I don't know. All right, I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.